Despite popular belief, it is not talent that takes one to the top 100th percentile of their business or specialty. To be the greatest of all time, it takes a lot more than just the natural gift of talent. To be a Taylor Swift entertainer or a Serena Williams tennis player or a Messi footballer or a Buffett investor, it takes a lot more than you think. In this episode, we will share with you the superpower that these goats possess and why they win over and over again. And we'll give you some insights on how you too can be the greatest of yourself, modeling these characteristics. Hi, my name is James Tanti. In every industry, there are those that are good, those that are great, and of the great ones, there are a few that can be addressed as the greatest of all time. The good ones win the game, the great ones win the championship. The GOATs break the records and win championships year after year, decade after decade. The skills captivate the attention of the world. They succeed in clutch moments and they defy in the most extreme setbacks. People look at them with awe and think they were born with godlike powers, or they were endowed with some special gifts. The truth is, to be a GOAT, it takes a lot more than just talent. Today, we'll discuss 6 superpowers that the GOATs of different realms possess. What is amazing is that each of these unique characteristics can be learned and adopted into your lifestyle and leverage them into your industry. By the end of this video, you will have an unfair advantage if you take this information and develop them into your superpowers. Apply them to your expertise and start taking giant steps to becoming the GOAT you still can be. First superpower, obsession. GOATs are obsessed with living up to the standards of the greatest. To be obsessed is more than just having goals. It's more than just visualizing yourself reaching outcomes. Obsession is a feeling so strong that it becomes embedded deep inside of your soul, something you can see, feel, know, and own. Your obsession becomes who you are. It becomes your identity and your purpose in life. Often, this obsession is inspired at an early age by a hero or idol of sort. And as a child, the story usually goes, when I grow up, I want to be just like them. Often the GOATs have posters of this person of stardom in the bedroom walls. I think you know the person I'm talking about. Who are those posters that you had on your bedroom wall when you were growing up? And do you still have posters of your heroes on your wall today? Sometimes this obsession may have been instilled by a parent who had an extreme passion, and they embedded this belief into their prodigal child. The obsession may have also hit them through some sort of divine intervention. They may have seen a game or a performance or a movie and said, I want to do that, and I know I will be better than them. I will become the best that ever lived. How many times does a child have an uninhibited thought and they think outside of all boundaries? Is it possible for you to start believing again that impossible still can be possible? Serena Williams, on her pursuit of greatness, goes beyond winning matches. Beginning at age 4, alongside her sister Venus and being coached by her father Richard, her father often told Serena that Venus would be the best tennis player in the world. But Serena, you will be the greatest of all time. These seeds of greatness were planted in her mind as a child and propelled her to fulfill this obsession. After many moves across the country and multiple defeats, she became the first African-American woman to win a major in the Open era at the age of 17. She also became the first woman to ever hold all 4 Grand Slam titles at the same time: Italian, French, US, and Wimbledon. Every time she lost a match, she became more obsessed and trained harder. Serena endured many setbacks. Her sister, who was also her assistant, was murdered in a drive-by shooting. She also suffered a life-threatening blood clot in her lungs. She endured a 2-year suspension. It was her faith in God and her passion obsession that helped vault her back to victory again in the next year. During her sabbatical, she visited Africa, and her obsession for breaking records became even more intensified as she wanted to come back to the US and leverage her influence to become a voice for equality. This renewed motive fueled her fire and gave her the courage and strength to become the oldest female tennis player to be ranked number 1 at age 31. Serena's obsession with winning elevated her to become the GOAT of ladies tennis, being number 1 ranked singles by WTA for 319 weeks and a total of 23 Grand Slam titles. Second superpower of the GOATs, mindset. GOATs are super clear on what they want and they take focused action on getting it. They're also disciplined to say no to the things that interfere with their number 1 priority, and that's to be the best that they can be. The great ones, they filter out noise and distraction during clutch moments. They have mastered the inner game of success, and they have the ability to get into the state of flow. The great ones do not care about the current scoreboard or what other people might be saying about them. They are present in the moment for the moment. GOATs take time to visualize their success, and they believe they will win. Whether you're a Swiftie or not, you cannot deny the success of Taylor Swift. Even though she is still early in her career, she has broken records of artists who have been performing for over 5 decades. Her success did not come without resistance, and her biggest challenge became the criticism from her peers, the media, and her own self-doubt. She failed relationships, endured eating disorders, and had mental health issues that put her in a situation where she needed to take a step back and work on her inner game. During Swift's sabbatical, she was able to come back stronger by focusing on her talents and not what other people thought of her. She mustered up the strength to be vulnerable and more relatable to her audience. She amplified her mindset by authentically connecting with her fans on social media, and she came back as a formidable force. Today, Swift has become one of the most awarded artists with 32 AMAs and over 100 million albums, 14 Grammys, and the highest grossing tour in the history of music. Today, at age 35, Swift is a billionaire. Third superpower of the GOATs, mentorship. No one is an island on their own. It takes a team to build the dream. When you look into the backstory of all the GOATs, there is one key person that partnered with them for the key points of their journey. It may have been a coach, a schoolmate, a sibling, or a parent. In the case of Tiger Woods, he began his golf journey at age 2 years young and was displaying his skills on TV at only age 3. His father, Earl, served as both his coach and mentor. Tiger credits his father's unhindered support that made him the legend he is today. Being a former Army man and basketball player, Earl very well understood the importance of mental strength. Hence, he made sure to instill that same while parenting Tiger. Earl Woods saw Tiger as a young prodigy and drove him to a path of success, earning him the name that he has earned today. Tiger Woods attributed his first master victory to his father. He lost his father in 2006, and everything else has never been the same since. Maybe he needed a new mentor. Who are you being mentored by? How have they made an impact on your life and career? And how can you continue the torch of mentorship to others? Fourth superpower of the GOATs, Extreme work ethic. What time do you start your day? Are you up before dawn? Are you hitting the snooze button several times before getting out of bed? Goats live by a regimented, high-performance schedule. They're productive and effective. Their tasks are prioritized to support their number one goal, and that's the best they can be. It has been said that nobody became massively successful without consistent hard work. There are many write-ups about CEOs and billionaires who come home for dinner at 6 p.m., but part of the story you don't hear is they continue with work activities often until late in the evening after their family is in bed. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is one of the hardest working, highest paid actors in Hollywood for a reason. He works like a wild man. Johnson has an insane work ethic. He says he inherited from his dad. And famously, he starts his day at 3:30 a.m. Yeah, you heard that correct. 3:30 a.m. when most of you are still sleeping for an extra 3 to 4 hours. He begins the day with exercise before he goes to work. He exercises in the afternoon again and often in the evening. He eats 5 to 6 times a day. When he gets home, if there's nothing happening, he returns his emails until he retires between 10 p.m. and 12 p.m. every evening. In a typical year, he earns at least $100 million from his various films and endorsements, and he is the highest paid actor today on the planet. Do you think his income is correlated to his schedule? To be a GOAT in your industry will take work ethic that rivals your colleagues and your competition. If you want to be average, punch the clock. If you want to be good, you run a tight schedule. If you want to be great, you show up earlier than anyone else and stay later than anyone else, and say no to everything that's not directly related to your primary outcomes. Are you ready to step up your game, dig a little deeper, and play at your profession a little bit longer each day, each week, each month, each year? Fifth superpower of the GOATs, luck. Now, some people might say there's no such thing as luck when it comes to success. I believe that being the right person at the right place at the right time under the right circumstances can give one person an enormously unfair advantage over another. Another word for luck could be serendipity. I love that word, serendipity. That's when opportunity meets preparedness. In other words, the great ones were prepared when their luck had arrived. Almost every GOAT attributes some of their success to being lucky or divinely sanctioned. Often you'll hear the GOATs giving credit to their successes with statements like, "I was lucky to come across the right coach at the right time," or "By the grace of God, I was fortunate not to have suffered any injuries," or "By chance, I met a key investor at the perfect time to provide the seed capital needed to scale," or "I was lucky enough to be one of the first people in our city to have access to a personal computer." I think you know where that story led to. Luck doesn't mean that there wasn't a huge price to pay for the prize. The key with luck is it's often disguised as a problem, and you have to see it as an opportunity and have the courage to act on it. Football or soccer legend Lionel Messi had a little luck to become one of the greatest players of all time. If you've ever seen him dominate the field, Messi makes the sport look so easy. The way he handles the ball, dribbles past and through other players. He passes and scores. It's like magic. Growing up in Argentina at the young age of 11, he played hard and practiced even harder. His biggest challenge, though, was his size. He was the smallest player on the field. After his parents took him to the doctor, they discovered he had a rare disease that caused a deficiency in growth hormones. And to compensate for the lack of growth hormones, every evening he had growth hormone injections. Eventually, the medical costs became so expensive, the family could no longer afford it. If it wasn't for FC Barcelona sponsoring him at age 13 and covering all his medical expenses, Messi would have suffered from stunted growth. Because of a moment of luck and a tremendous amount of faith and action, 17 years later, Messi was crowned with the title of FIFA World Cup winner after his record-breaking performance. Today, Messi's considered to be the best soccer player in the world, and his net worth is estimated at $650 million with over 1 billion followers on his social media channels. The journey of the great ones did not come without obstacles, and their breakthroughs were often aided by serendipitous luck. In my sales leadership career, I've gone the extra mile for decades, but I've also been blessed with great luck over and over again. The irony is we got lucky every time we're tested with unfortunate circumstances. When the economy contracted, we had more great leaders come our way. When financing was tight, our cash portfolio exploded. When the competition was fierce and chaos was everywhere, we had the greatest product breakthroughs. I believe the harder you work, the luckier you get. I also believe that God wants me to win, and the world is conspiring towards me. The great ones see luck and opportunity in every challenge. How can you leverage luck to your advantage? The sixth superpower of the GOATs: legacy. Have you ever thought about your legacy? How will you be remembered if you left your profession today? What kind of lasting footprint will you leave behind? When you reach the status of GOAT, your reputation inspires others to raise the standards to become better. Your name alone gives permission to the future generation of the great ones to elevate the bar and shine even brighter. Warren Buffett, born in Omaha, Nebraska in 1930, has one of the most incredible track records of money-making wins. Since 1965, Berkshire Hathaway has delivered returns of more than 3.8 million%. This is not a 100xer, a 1000xer. We're talking about if all you did was put $1,000 back in the day, the growth of that investment today would be $38 million. How did the Oracle of Omaha do it? He has a simple philosophy of value investing and buying for the long term. Buffett credits his success to living in America, a land of great opportunity, having good genes to live a long time, and the miracle of compound interest. Fact: Buffett made more than 99% of his wealth after age 50. Buffett wasn't even a billionaire at age 50. WB has been quoted often that he has more than enough, but he stays in the game and focus on the bigger picture because of his legacy. Now at age 94, with a net worth exceeding $100 billion, Warren plans to give all but 1% of his wealth away to charity to continue his work long after he's gone. What kind of good can $99+ billion do over time? Buffett's focus on legacy will change lives and save lives for generations to come. Money compounds over time, and so does your impact. GOATs stay in the game longer because they're not just focused on themselves, but the legacy they leave behind and the lives they can touch. Back to the original question. What is your legacy? Really? Have you thought about it? Grab a pen right now. Make a note of this. I'm serious. Grab a pen. Here's an assignment. Write down your eulogy. What will they say about you at your funeral after you're gone? And start working your legacy backwards. Having a legacy will give you the resilience and courage to persist because it's no longer just about you. Earlier, we planted a seed that you still can be the GOAT. Some might say it's too late. If only I was younger. If only I was taller, stronger, smarter. If only I had money. If only. What other lies have you sold out on? What other false beliefs are you hypnotizing yourself into believing? You can still become one of the greatest salespersons, greatest leaders, greatest parent, and inspire others to become the GOAT. You can let your greatness shine and give them the needed support and mentorship to become the greatest of all time. You're never too young or too old unless you give up on your dream of being great or to mentor others to be greater than you. Believe in greatness. Become obsessed with being the best you can be. Work on your mindset every morning, every evening, every moment, and know you were born to win. Get a great mentor that cares about your success. Get up early, stay up late, put in the extreme hours to pursue your divine purpose. Remember, you have the luck of God's grace on your side. And ask yourself continually, how is this activity contributing to my legacy when I'm gone? If you're listening to the message, I know you're on a journey to greatness. Whether you're just beginning or you've been in leadership for decades, where do you go from here? How will you use the lessons from the GOATs to challenge you to become better than ever? Thank you for sharing your time with me today. Who do you know that's living below their potential? Maybe it's somebody that's achieving, but you know they have more inside of them. Share with them the gift of knowledge and inspiration and forward them a copy of this video. Thank you. Please, and thank you. Just by sharing with that one person now, it really does help. So grazie. What are your thoughts about today's video? Did you love it? What did you learn? How can you apply this to greatness in your field? Leave us your comments down below, and I'm curious to hear about your thoughts. Until next time, let's get better together. Your humblest servant, James. Go for greatness.